Robert Mason from the band Warrant. Warrant's celebrating its 30th anniversary of their debut Columbia Records LP.
It's the 30th anniversary of Cherry Pie.
Biggest
record for the band.
That's not the debut. That was the album that broke them wide open.
Exactly. Last year was the 30th anniversary of the Dirty Rotten Filthy Rich record. Yeah.
Okay. Now I got it straight.
The bass solo stopped, kind of.
That's how there is a God.
Or at least someone that knows where the off switch is.
I remember last year you told me that you had a guitar that was very important to you.
I have several, but yeah.
One really special.
Well, probably my 55 Les Paul Jr.
Yeah.
That Les had signed for me.
Right.
With an engraving pen. Made an indelible
That's right.
wood-burning mark.
So Lisa's next book is called Immortal and Immortal Guitars.
Okay.
And we postulate this question. If you were permitted to own one guitar from the history of rock that appeared on an iconic immortal record, this artist has passed on, and if you would own one guitar, maybe Chuck Berry's 55 or Jimmy Page's
the obvious go-to for somebody probably in my age group has got to be one of Page's or one of Brian May's or one of
maybe the Brian May from the first album or the Night at the Opera.
But I'm a Townsend freak and I love Paul Kossoff.
Okay.
You know, those kind of guitar players. Gosh, do you go real far back? You know, like the one that Robert Johnson had on the album cover, the acoustic he had on his,
and the one and only photo.
And there you go. Maybe that's the
only
one.
Photo exists of Robert
Maybe
Johnson.
that's the one because it's such a rarity.
Okay, but it has to resonate with you personally.
Okay.
Like growing up.
Kossoff's.
Okay, so we're talking about Free.
Yes,
then.
we are. Yes,
okay.
Paul Kossoff's.
That he played on All Right Now.
Gosh, and Wishing Well. All those songs is like. That's. I mean, I'm a Free and Humble Pie freak, so.
Yeah.
So Marriott, Frampton.
I like the Kossoff connection. I think that's because.
But Paul was such an underrated, and I mean, not at the time. I remember stories of the Claptons and Hendrix guys of hearing about this kid, and they all went to see him to see how he was doing that vibrato because he had a violin background. And imagine those guys going, how is he doing that? We have to go watch him live to figure out how he does this. Those stories to me are so cool because it was a simpler time before you could just pop on YouTube and find out how a guy plays something.
Yeah, I remember doing a liner notes for a Free reunion Free Spirit UK tour book about 3-4 years ago, and I got to exchange some questions with Paul Rodgers, and he really has such a reverence for the way Kossoff played.
Oh my God! Yeah, well,
you know, that's the thing about being immortal.
Should, in my not so
and
humble
you're
opinion.
and you're right. Outside of the artist community who really understands him, he was not a household name. He never really got the accolades.
The band and I think Paul in interviews has admitted that they were young and kind of
super young teenagers.
I mean, right to like very early 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, think of how young Andy Fraser was.
Yeah. Yes.
He was a teenager.
No, he was like 17 when they made the first record.
And they got thrown to the wolves, like opening for monstrous bands here and in the UK and over Europe. And just, but you're right, Paul Kossoff had that. I mean, Angus Young has a definitive vibrato tone.
Right.
Brian May, guys like that. I was always drawn to people who had a very, because I'm a singer, melodic singing sense of how to play an instrument, any instrument.
They had guitars that sang.
Yes, they did. Better than I on a lot of occasions.
No, that's okay.
Well, that's not saying much.
Well, you captured what I was looking for, like that immortality.
Yeah.
The song, the music lives on long after they're gone. See, there's our dime bag homage right there. And the Christian from the band Hell Yeah was just here telling a dime story as he played with Vinny.
Right.
And stories are what's important.
Yeah, man, I love Daryl. I love Dime.
Oh, yeah.
He was always so cool. Like when I was just a young pup, first Lynch Mob tour, every time we were around their hood in Texas.
He was cool, right?
They'd also take us out on a night off and attempt to put us in the hospital with alcohol poisoning.
Well, especially if you were in Dallas.
Yeah, exactly. between
He'd make you do
Diamond Rex and
he'd make you do the get your pull.
Yes.
Blacktooth.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know.
I have fun memories of
Yeah.
sitting at the Jim Dunlop booth at NAMM, my first NAMM,
Okay.
with Dime and Scott Uchida, I think drinking out of Jim Dunlop. They had shot glasses like slides, like glass slides, and there were the little mini fridges with beers and bottles of Crown and bottles of Jaeger.
Like the Marshall.
Right, exactly. At like 9 in the morning before the NAMM opens, we're all in there, and he's like, "Come on, man, do another one. Come on."
Awesome.
Youth and young
youth.
livers.
Yeah. That's it, Robert. Go out and enjoy the convention.
Lonn, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
it. Good to see you.